Welcome to Beyond Boundaries Podcast, a podcast where we push beyond our personal boundaries and limitations. This is episode 1, so this episode is going to be kind of a fill-out process, just letting y'all know what to expect and what's going to come, and why y'all should definitely subscribe now, as it's going to be a phenomenal podcast. I am by myself now, but I am going to try to get as many guests as possible, just because, I do have a lot of guests in the football area, the entrepreneur area, just academics, all sorts that should be able to bring some pretty good insight. But I do want to stay consistent with dropping a video or dropping an episode every Monday at 7 a.m. So if I'm by myself, maybe some logistics didn't go out or didn't work well, but like I said, I do want to stick to every Monday at 7 a.m. So y'all go ahead, subscribe, be ready for that, and know that next Monday at 7 a.m. y'all can expect another episode from me. So what to expect from this podcast, though, is essentially it's just it's going to be kind of sports focused, but it's far limited to only the sports audience, as these are kind of the conversations that football players specifically, but just athletes in general, should be having more often. And we typically do have, it's just the side that people don't really care. That's why a little nod to the name Beyond Boundaries. I was thinking of going beyond the out of bounds lines of our sports. The conversations that go beyond the sports field or the arena or whatever. These are the sports that get a little more deeper, a little more personal, and allow y'all to see a deeper side of us. Just the conversations that don't make the mass media, the conversations that really just get to understand us from a genuine human aspect. As I do think that often we're just a sports figure sometimes, and I don't really mess with that. So about my story and why this podcast, I did play football for Georgia Tech, and I did mention a ton of the videos on my YouTube channel that I didn't touch the field at Georgia Tech, but I was always kind of the person that was keeping conversation flowing. I was trying to keep the morale high as much as I could. So with that, I had a lot of conversations, and what you find out is it came to no shock to me, but I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all would be surprised how genuinely intelligent and the dreams and aspirations that a lot of these players have beyond the field or in just in general, man. So I really do want to shine more light on that and shine and kind of give these players a platform to kind of talk about what's really on their mind, what's really on their hearts. And because once I stepped away from football, it became I was already thinking it while playing, but it became crystal clear once I stepped away from football just how much I've grown, through football in general, but just in life. And what you'll hear in this podcast is, raw, unfiltered, authentic stories. Like I said, for me and the guests that are on here, it's going to be all sorts of realms. You guys will definitely be able to benefit, just because it is going to be a focus on, just elevating yourselves in general. I want to talk about all the tactics that these athletes have, because one thing that is true is, because we're such 1% humans, whatever, we have to really be able to prepare ourselves for a lot of mental stress, for a lot of physical stress. So a lot of these athletes have tons of tactics that y'all will learn. And I know I keep saying athletes, but the guests will not be limited to athletes. And I can assure y'all, I will have some guests that y'all will be glad and y'all will hear a lot from. So I really do hope y'all are as excited as I am, because this is just the beginning. This is just the start. I won't even call this an episode. We'll just call this the little prelude, as I'm explaining, what to expect and everything. So make sure y'all subscribe, make sure y'all tune in. I plan to really do my part and really bring some good content for y'all for the long run. As I can't stress enough that this is just a start, and this is just a start for a lot. I want Beyond Boundaries to become a brand, and y'all will kind of understand what we're going to get into a little bit more as the show progresses and as y'all do more. So I can assure you don't want to miss it, and thank you for tuning in this far. I will see y'all, as always. Y'all be good, y'all be blessed. Peace.